Hi everyone, and welcome to Elite Rugby SandC podcast. First off, if you haven't already, sign up and join Elite Rugby SandC today. We provide you all your strength, conditioning, speed, and recovery needs. You can try before you buy, so try our 7-day $7 trial to get a taste of what we offer here at Elite Rugby SandC. Sign up to our newsletter and receive free bonus content each and every single week. So take your game to the next level, become a beast, and join Elite Rugby SandC today. Today I'm joined on the podcast by Waratahs and Wallaroos superstar fly half Arabella Mckenzie. Bella made her Super W debut for the Waratahs back in 2019 and also made her debut for the Wallaroos in 2019 as well. Since her debut, Bella has been one of the best backs in Australian rugby. On this episode, Bella speaks about her rugby journey. We reflect on the 2022 Super W season for the Waratahs. We discuss the upcoming test matches against New Zealand building into the Rugby World Cup. We discuss the importance of strength and conditioning for rugby athletes, and Bella provides great advice on how to be a successful fly half in rugby. This is a fantastic episode, and I appreciate Bella taking time out to speak with me today. Enjoy! So g'day Bella, how are you?
Hi, Kieran. I'm well, thank you. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm going well, thanks. What's the weather like there up in Sydney?
Yeah, it's really nice. Sun's out today, which is always good after the couple weeks we've had with the bad weather. So yeah, it's really nice.
Is it sun's out? Does it mean Kathmandu jackets out as well, or is it just hoodie weather?
No, just hoodie weather today.
Okay.
No Kathmandu.
Yeah. The times that I have been up to Sydney, even if it's like 15 degrees, you see a lot of Kathmandu jackets out there. It's quite funny.
Everyone loves their Kathmandu jackets down here and their North Face jackets. So.
Yeah. If only we could get some royalties from them for mentioning them on the podcast today.
Yeah, honestly. Cheeky plug.
Yeah. So 2022 rugby season has been an exciting one for you, and only going to get more exciting with the World Cup coming up soon. But before we speak about the World Cup, let's talk about the Super W season. So what were the areas of success for you and the team, and what are some areas you want to work on for next year with yourself and also the team?
Yeah, so Waratahs had a great Super W season. I was only there for the back end of it due to playing in the Super Rugby OPECI with Matatu. So yeah, got to the last couple round games with the Waratahs, and yeah, I think we were just like building on everything we had been building the past 4 years, and sticking to our structures and what we're good at, and building on I think our set piece, especially our driving maul. We hadn't really focused on those sort of areas or used them in games before, but we found that against Drua, they obviously didn't have the strongest set piece, so that was an area where we could have where we did use against them to get some points on the back of a rolling maul try. So I don't think we were trying anything too new, probably just expanding on our how we play already and our structures, and focusing on little 1%ers that we didn't really focus on too much last year with being COVID and lockdown and things like that. So a bit of an up and down season, obviously losing to Drua in the round games and then the grand final, and we hadn't really been in that position before. We hadn't lost a game in 4 years until then. So to lose that game and then play 2 really strong games against the Reds and then a really great grand final, which even though we lost, it was such a great showing of women's rugby. So unfortunate that we lost, but it was such a great game of rugby, probably one of the hardest games I've ever played, and that's including the test matches we've played this year. So it was a real testament to the Fijiana girls and what they did this year as well.
That grand final was incredible. It's always better to this is something that I've said in the past. It's always better to lose a grand final than not be able to experience a grand final. And I think it's going to be really exciting to watch the Waratahs next year, because you aren't the top dogs anymore. You got to be able to work yourself back up there, and it's going to get some players to really work hard during this off-season preseason. And who knows what's in store for your team, and it's going to be really exciting to watch.
It'd be interesting to not be chased anymore, to be the chasers, and it'd be cool to see how the girls react and respond, I guess.
How has the Waratahs been so successful over? It's not even just the 4 years. It's really been like 5 to 6 years, even pre Super W. Waratahs have just been so good in rugby. What do you sort of hone that down to?
I think just keeping the same core group of girls. Like we've had the same core group of girls there since the start, since it was Sydney women's rugby playing at nationals or whenever. So yeah, we've had some really great girls come through and kind of lead the way, and our leadership group is so strong, and they're all past Sydney players. So I think just having that core group of girls and just I think our willingness to want to work hard for each other. Like I don't think any other, like no offense to the other Super W teams, but I don't think anyone rips in as hard as we do over preseason, and you can really tell on the field how well we gel off the field, I think, as well. So we're all really, really close. And I grew up at the Waratahs, like I was in the squad when I was 17, so still in high school. And yeah, I kind of grew up around all of those girls. And yeah, they've just, it's like I don't know, it's hard to explain when you're not like in it. Because like everyone talks about culture and things like that, but you can't really talk, culture's like not something you can write down or I don't know, it's just something that happens within a team. I think you can have all like culture sessions and things like that, but if it's not, yeah, like player driven in a sense, then yeah, I don't know, but yeah, just off field, I think we gel as well, and it really shows on field.
I think that's the important part is gelling inside the training arena and field and gym, but also having those connections outside of rugby as well, getting to know your teammates better and just in a different setting, going out to have some dinner or go to the cafe or go down to the beach or something along those lines. You learn so much about your teammates, and it does show out in the field as well, those connections and how
Yeah,
strong they
yeah,
are.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So building up to the World Cup, you get to play New Zealand twice, coming out really, really soon. What are the key areas you and the team, so the Wallaroos, are going to focus on these build-up games to the World Cup?
Yeah, look, we over the Pac 4 series that we just played, we probably didn't put an 80-minute, well, we definitely didn't put an 80-minute performance together. It was like a game of two halves, I guess, in all three games that we played whilst we were over in NZ. So yeah, I think it's just being able to hold the ball and play footy for 80 minutes. Like we had a really great first half against the Black Ferns in round one. Then we had a great second half against the USA in round two, and then we had another great first half against Canada in the last game. So yeah, I think it's just really down to holding the ball, getting some phases, playing some attacking rugby, and yeah, putting in that 80-minute performance. I think hopefully, yeah, we can get the win over New Zealand and win the L'Oreal Rally Cup for the first time, which would be nice. But yeah, just really focusing on our fitness over these past couple of weeks, and yeah, like our ball skills under fatigue and things like that weren't really good enough in the Pac 4 series. So yeah, we've just been really honing on those key areas, I guess.
Honing on those key areas, do you think at training, is it doing some more extras before and after, or is it just more the quality of the drills instead of the quantity?
Yeah, I think it's just the quality. We always get top ups after like club training or the game on the weekend, but yeah, I think it's just quality reps and just yeah, really really pushing ourselves in those conditioning sessions that we do.
Oh, that's awesome. Were you surprised how sort of like I was surprised how good sort of Canada and the USA have gotten, and it seems like they're producing some really good quality rugby over there.
Yeah, I hadn't really seen too much of Canada or USA before Pac 4. I know USA is really strong in the sevens, and Canada is always strong as well with the sevens. But heaps of those girls play in the England Premier 15s comp, so they are exposed to such a high level of rugby, which I think yeah is only beneficial for them. So yeah, I don't know if I was surprised. I think it was just a bit more like shock, like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting um like us to perform how we did in a way, because I always knew they were strong, and yeah, they have strong programs, both of those teams. But yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. It's just great to see some more countries because rugby it's big, but it's not really big
Yeah.
compared to some other sports, especially different countries. So it's really cool to see the competition going up and more countries being more competitive as well.
Yeah, especially like USA, Canada, they are not traditionally like a rugby country.
Mm,
So
mm,
yeah, it's great that they're yeah, building on their women's programs.
And hopefully, the next sort of 10 years, who knows what's going to happen, especially when some young girls start saying, oh, I can play rugby instead of playing, well, soccer's pretty big over there. And yeah, volleyball and all those other sports, maybe they try something new and can
Yeah.
really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So let's take a step back. Growing up as a young girl, how did you end up playing rugby?
Yeah, so I grew up in a little country town called Lightning Ridge, which is about 8.5 hours northwest of Sydney. So I grew up playing rugby league. Yeah, for the Lightning Ridge Tigers. When I was 6, I started, and then like every young girl stops when they're 12, and I got shipped away to boarding school down in the Southern Highlands. So I kind of stopped playing footy. I played like cricket in summer and then rugby league in winter. So um, yeah, I think I still kept playing cricket like in high school, and then year 9, I think it was around like 2015, 2016, around the time of when rugby sevens had just been announced into the Olympics. They kind of like pushed heaps of, what do you call them, like gala days around Sydney, and I got an email from New South Wales Rugby saying come try sevens, and then started playing for Illawarra Rugby Sevens, and then got picked up in the New South Wales pathway, and then like Aussie Youth Sevens pathway, went to the Youth Com Games in 2017, and then started playing 15s when I left school in 2017. So yeah, started playing 15s for Easts down in Sydney, yeah, in 2018 when I left school, and yeah, got picked up in Waratahs as well from that, and then debuted in 2019 for Wallaroos. So
That's
kind of
awesome.
all happened pretty quickly, but
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Did you find the sevens has helped you with playing 15s?
Yeah, my passing probably. Well, I always was like I played halfback in rugby league, so could always kind of pass and kick. But yeah, sevens is really they just focus on those really technical skills that you probably sometimes just do briefly at a 15s training. So yeah, sevens with like the tackle tech, the contest, and the passing, you can't really hide on a sevens field. So you have to really work on those like fundamental skills, I guess, which yeah translate into the 15s game.
That's awesome. So if you weren't playing rugby, do you think you'd be picking up the ball and bat and going off to play cricket again or a
Well, I would
different
love
sport?
to play cricket. I always joke that I'd like one day go back and play cricket, but the cricket girls are so elite. Like
Mm,
I don't know how I'd break a team, even like club cricket, but and have probably bowled a ball since I was in year 9 or year 10. So, but never say never, and I still follow along with the cricket. And yeah, they're like the top tier for women's sport in Australia, I guess, with their funding and their programs. So
mm.
yeah.
Maybe just always have a bat and ball and wickets handy at Waratahs so you can just dominate your squad and just make you
Yeah,
feel good, you know?
yeah. Always
That's
feel good.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, how has strength and conditioning helped you to perform at the elite level, and what have you learned over your career through strength and conditioning?
Yeah. So I kind of was always that kid that just like relied on my natural talent. I guess I was never the fittest or the strongest, but as soon as I got on a footy field, I just, yeah, played footy and whatnot. But it wasn't until like 2019, 2020 that I took it kind of seriously, kind of got a kick up the ass from the SNC at Wallaroos, and kind of, yeah, was forced to actually do the conditioning and the strength training, which yeah, obviously translates onto the field. And like even now, I'm like not the fittest in my team by any means, but yeah, it's just something you have to do. And I kind of wish that I learned to love it earlier in my career, because like I feel like I'm always playing catch up to the
Mm.
girls that are already so fit. But I mean, you're like, yeah, I don't know. It's just something you just have to learn to love. And if you don't love it, well, bad luck. You can't just rely on your natural talent forever, especially when you get older and into more rep teams. So, yeah.
Mm. I do like that though. You have sort of gone through the programs and really honed in on your skills. So you kick, pass, tackle, and all that, which unfortunately a lot of rugby players do sort of miss a bit, and they focus too much on the gym and they don't have that correct balance. So if you're sort of unsure when to start doing S&C, just really make sure that you're honing on those skills in your sport, and then you can always come back to the S&C and you can see the benefits straight away. But if you do start early, you do get used to it, those hard conditioning sessions, and you're like, yeah, I'm used to it, instead of a bit later on in your career, like, what the hell is this? Why are we doing this? I don't
Yeah.
understand, type thing. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think if you can find that balance, and it really doesn't matter when you start, just to see it as it's going to help you perform, but really make sure that you got the skills down packed as well, because you can do all the bicep curls you want, but it won't make you a better passer. So
Yeah, 100%. And like you can get the highest yo-yo score, but if you can't pass a footy, like I'm not picking you on my team.
Mm.
But no, yeah, it is really important to have that balance as you were saying before. Yeah.
It was something that, I don't know, in my short, it wasn't that short career, but like just growing up, it was the same thing. Never really focused on SNC until I got let go from an academy, and then I was like, oh, okay, I can start doing it. And then I did start doing it, and then yeah, you sort of love to hate it. I would say it's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, like last night we honestly died in conditioning, and I think I was complaining the whole time whilst I was doing it, but I don't know, I was like complaining out loud to myself, but then afterwards, like you just look around and you see everyone just worked really hard for each other. So it is nice to see the rewards after ripping in a hard conditioning session.
And
Even
that's the thing I
I've
love
still got a
about.
stitch on my right side from last night, but fine, just dramatic, get over it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing I love about team sport is it's not just you doing it yourself, you're doing it for everyone. And you just go back to the times that you do running by yourself. And you're like, should I make the distance or just pull up a bit short? But once you're doing it for a team, it's just so much more beneficial, and you find yourself pushing yourself harder as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So much better. So what does your current strength and conditioning program look like now, building into those two games against New Zealand?
Yeah, so we do our pony training in our states, so like our Wallaroos training. So we train Monday, Wednesdays down at Daceyville with Jay, our Wallaroos coach, which is nice, and SNC comes on Wednesdays and some Mondays as well. So we've been doing just like training, conditioning, and then gym on Mondays and Wednesdays, and Tuesdays we do a gym and off feet. Thursday we do club, and then like top up conditioning after club. Friday rest, Saturday game, and then depending how many minutes you played on Saturday, you're supposed to do another top up after that, depending on your minutes, and then Sunday rest, and then back into it again. So I think we have 3 more pony sessions until we get back into camp. So I'm actually looking forward for them to being over, because it's been pretty tough. Especially with the rain. Like we were stuck at the Rugby Australia building indoors and that little turf pitch, which we were like grateful for to have the area to train on, but just not the same as training on a footy field, I guess.
I've only seen that place on Instagram and stuff like that, but I can imagine it being quite small, and you can't sort of
Especially
do those
20
longer
of us in there.
distances.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 views would be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool insight. And has that routine sort of been like that over the last few years, or it's sort of like a new routine you've happened to got used to over the last sort of year?
No, it's kind of been the same routine since 2019, I guess. Just probably a lot more trainings this year due to more tours and camps, and obviously World Cup. But like we trained all of last year during lockdown, just in hoping that we would eventually get a test match, which unfortunately we didn't. But so we've kind of been in this routine since, I guess, after Super W last year with the Monday, Wednesday pony trainings. Which is tough, but it's just something you got to do, I guess, being the, I guess, semi-professional athletes that like Wallaroos is, I guess, at the moment. So like having a professional attitude, but like doing it part-time, and then like expecting like professional standards and stuff of yourself can be tough and can be challenging. But I don't know, it's just something I guess we all do because we love the game and we love working hard for each other.
For sure. Have you noticed much of a difference over the last sort of couple of years to your playing ability, but like also like body composition as well from doing all those trainings?
Yeah. Oh, when I debuted for Wallaroos, I was so chubby and like so unfit. I don't even know why I honestly got picked in that camp, but I was like the same weight I am now, which is like interesting because I've obviously gotten like heaps fit and strong from gym and conditioning and that. But it's funny that I'm like the same weight, but my body looks completely different to what it was in 2019. And I guess I was only 18 or 19 in that camp. So I'm 23 now. So I've obviously grown a bit and got rid of some of that baby fat, I guess, from high school. So it's just interesting to see like your body change, I guess, over the years and what it can withstand with yeah.
I think the best example I remember of that is first preseason outside of school. I think I was 110, and then I dropped down to 100, and I was like, whoa! I was playing with an extra 10 kilos, and and then you look just like you said. Then I got back to around say 105, 106, and I looked similar, but I was just so much stronger and so much more ready to be able to perform and play the game that I love. And the just motor on me increased as well. I could be able to run more, and I was just enjoying my footy a lot more compared to being that chubby kid that came to their first preseason training for grade.
Yeah, literally that was me. I used to just get KFC after every game, and I used to have to get the train back to school from Sydney when I was like still playing in high school, and I used to get Macca's like on the way home and just eat all this junk food. And obviously not the best like at the time, but like diet is so important as well. I found for me, I do love like junk food and whatever, but I think it's just like having a balance, especially like
it's also just knowing as well. Like back then you just didn't know. Like you just didn't know the effects that Macca's or KFC happen. I remember we at Darramullen here in Canberra, we used to have to walk to the footy fields, and it would be like a 5-minute walk. Some days used to got some of the year 12s who would coach us, and they'll drive us to there, but we'd go to McDonald's first, stack up on food, then go to training. And you just didn't know back then. You're just like, I'm hungry, I'm a teenage kid, I just need food, doesn't matter what I eat. And then it's not till you get into a program and start learning, you're like, oh shit, probably shouldn't have been eating that.
Yeah, so true. So true. Still have KFC sometimes after a game.
Yeah, it's a treat.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not all the time.
No.
Hi everyone. We just wanted to take a break from this episode. We hope you are enjoying this episode so far, and also all the content we have produced. We appreciate all the support from our listeners and followers so far. If you haven't already, sign up to Elite Rugby SandC newsletter today. We provide you free, exclusive content each and every single week to our subscribers. Link in the bio. Remember to like, subscribe, and share Elite Rugby SandC on social media to all your friends and families. So thanks again for your support, and now back to the episode. So watching you play for the Waratahs and Wallaroos, you have such a natural strike of the footy. How have you become such a great kicker of the footy over your career? And do you have any tips for our listeners and also myself as well to be a better kicker of the footy?
I don't know. I just like always kicked the footy in the backyard every day, like after school and at school. Was always on the oval kicking the footy, and it's just something I had always been able to do, I guess. I don't remember a specific like time in my like childhood learning how to kick the footy. Like I always kicked off a tee, always kicked out of my hands, like always drop kicked. So I don't know, it's just something I did every day. And like that's what I would say to young girls or boys that want to be like the 10 or the fullback in their team. Just literally kick the footy every day, kick before training, kick during training. Like even during training, if I see a ball, I boot it. Like if we're not using it in the drill, I just kick it over the post or something. And I just always kick the footy and practice my goal kicking before training and the days we have off as well. So yeah, it's just practice and get your mate and just kick to them, and get your brother, get your sister, get your dad in the backyard to catch your bombs. And it's just will become natural after that. So I think I just could always kick the ball and just came pretty natural to me. I never really used to be like, especially this year, everyone kind of was like, oh, the 10, she's like the kicker, like she loves kicking the ball back, but I always used to run it back before kicking. So I think it's just like having that balance between when I want to kick or when I want to run the footy back. And everyone knows now that I can kick. So
I think having that dual threat as well, because your defenders would be like, "Ooh, she can run it. She can run it at me, so I better push up." But she can also kick. So what am I doing? Especially for the fullback as well, keep them in two minds.
100%. So just kick the footy every day and practice holding the footy and how you're going to drop it onto your foot and how you're going to position your hand and little things like that.
I love that. And to all my forwards out there as well and props, you can kick the footy as well, because I used to be a kicker as back in the day when we were playing under 13s all the way up, and yeah, just keep practicing my props in second rows, because who knows, you could probably kick one day.
Yeah, maybe you can have a kicking license, maybe sometimes.
Yes, sometimes that's the thing. Sometimes, and you can always challenge the backs to see if they're good to go for the weekend, and just give your head coach a backup option just in case something goes wrong.
Put pressure on that starting kicker. Put some pressure on them, some healthy pressure.
Is there any good forwards at the Waratahs who can kick pretty well?
Yeah, Emily Robinson. She's kicked a few penalty goals for the Wallaroos. She's a good striker of the ball. She does all the kicks for touch for the Raddies down at Warringah. She's their main kicker. Adiana Talakai thinks she can kick. She loves a toe punt every now and then. Eva Kapani, she used to play AFL. She can boot the ball pretty well. She'd be about the only prop I'd trust to kick on the field if we needed some distance or anything like that. But other than that, they should just stick to what they know, which is scrums and lineouts.
How does Chance go kicking? Because she has been a person on the podcast.
She is woeful. I remember watching a Sydney Uni Club game, and she was out to the left a bit, but I thought because she's left-footed, she'll like maybe curve it in. No, did not go anywhere near the post. But she always kicks. She's like a little Jack Russell, that girl. She's always kicking the ball and running after it during warm up or whatnot. But I wouldn't trust her kicking the ball in a game either.
That's funny. Shout out to M as well.
Yeah.
So how do you become a successful fly half in rugby? Are there certain attributes and skills that are needed for that position?
Yeah, you've got to be like one of the best passers on your team. Your mental game, I think you have to stay pretty focused for the whole game, but not like when I was younger, I used to just blow up heaps, and poor Lane Morgan, the halfback, she copped a fair bit of my blow ups in the past, but we have such a like healthy, strong relationship now that we just want the best out of each other, I guess. But I think just like staying composed as well and executing those skills that you train for during the week. So your catch, pass, your kicking, and then having a clear understanding of the game structure you're going to play with that weekend, and really driving that with the forwards and then with the team as well, because you are that like link player between the backs and the forwards. So yeah, you've got to have a strong understanding of the game plan and work with the coaches on the game plan that you're going for that weekend, I guess. And yeah, I don't know, just I think just all those little things, they kind of add up, and just that's about it. I can't really think what else.
That's all good. So if you have made a mistake from a kick or a pass or something just didn't go your way, how are you talking to yourself? What's that story in your head to sort of forget and be like, okay, calm down, it's all good, I'm getting another opportunity soon?
Yeah. Oh, I used to blow up. Like, I'm such a perfectionist, and in the past, like I just like stomp my feet or like swear or just have shit body language, but I really like kind of grew out of that. Like I'll have it every now and then, but it kind of is like, for myself, I'll just kind of like look at the ground or like just go, fuck, you're an idiot, and then just like take a deep breath and be like, okay, the team can't see me looking like this, because if I'm looking like I'm not confident or my body language is poor, they'll start to like be in two minds as well. Like, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing that right? They'll just start to overthink. And so yeah, it's kind of just like, I don't know, taking a deep breath and just being like, well, that's happened, the moment's passed, like what am I going to do next, kind of. So I kind of always had that like just fuck up, move on mentality. So I just like take a deep breath and just like have a little look around, maybe look at the sideline, and then just be like, all right, next job, it's happened, next job. So
it's always interesting to hear people how they reset their mindset like that. And it's something that you probably don't think about yourself until you're in that position. You're like, okay, what am I actually doing to reset myself so I can then focus on the next play and then help the team as well.
Yeah, the mental side of rugby is like ridiculous as well, and I never really paid much attention to it until this year when I was over playing in New Zealand in the OPECI comp over there, and we had a mental skills coach, Jessie Hansen, which is Steve Hansen's daughter. She was unreal, working with me, just like little things that were happening off field that were translating to my on-field performance, and how I could strategies and stuff I could do to make sure it didn't like stay with me on the field, or I could just move on from it, what was going on. So mental skills is so important, and you got to train your mind as much as you train your body.
Mm.
I feel, and it's not something that is really taught in young kids or like academies, I guess. So it's really important, especially in like a women's team as well, when you're all a bit emotional and some girls are more sensitive than others, and just like how people respond and react to like criticism or like constructive criticism or just like little things that are going on in training. I guess it's like different to the men where they're all just like, I don't know, they get over it pretty quickly, but like females tend to hold on to things a bit more. So it's just like learning, I guess, how your brain works and how other girls' brains work and how they respond to things.
It's
Yeah.
definitely trial and error and understanding your teammates better. And that's where you
Yeah.
come back to that point where we first started is what's your team environment? Are you able to, if some player does snap, you're like, okay, yeah, no, they're good. They're good. Just let them have that moment. They'll come back around. And can they reset themselves? It just reminds me of, I remember someone telling me this. I don't know if it's true, but Dan Carter used to, every time he used to mess up, he would take a breath and go down and touch his left foot, I think it was, or his right foot. And that was his trigger point. He touches it, resets his mind, and then goes again. And I was like, okay,
Mm.
I'm going to try that. I didn't wasn't my left foot, or just be like, I don't know, tighten my fists or something, or just do something and just take a couple of breaths. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to try and see if that fact is true or not. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's something I can try instead of taking a deep breath and wandering around on the field for a bit. But
Mm.
yeah, it sounds like something he would definitely do.
I've also heard, I've again, I don't know where this one comes from, but it's just re-thing in my head. It was from, I think it might have been from a track athlete. Sorry for the ding if you just heard that. Someone just sent me a message. They have a rubber band on their wrist, or they have a hair tie, and they would just play around with it and then snap it, and they snap back on their wrist, like to snap back to reality, as Slim Shady would say. But
Yeah.
just yeah, you just play around with the rubber band or hair tie, and then you snap yourself back. Awesome, I'm ready to go. So even something like that
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
definitely
That
help.
sounds, yeah, like something. I think that's like, I've heard of that before, like similar to
Mm,
like school kids if they're getting frustrated in class or something. I've definitely heard that, the old hairband, snap it back
mm,
on your wrist. Yeah,
mm.
cool.
Awesome. So every year the level of rugby goes up, and that competition gets tougher and tougher, and there's going to be tougher hits, faster athletes. It's always exciting to see. So, what advice do you have for people for managing their bodies to perform week in and week out to be able to keep performing at this high level of competition?
I think just like getting your recovery right, your nutrition, your sleep, whether you enjoy like the sauna or going for a swim, and that, and then like the social side of things as well. So getting your coffee and just not focusing on rugby is really important to your recovery. I find as well. So yeah, I think just staying on top of your recovery and knowing your body is really important as well. So being like aware of any like little strains or anything going on that's not usual after a game of footy is really important. So you don't leave it till too late, and then instead of having a couple of days off if you need it, it's probably 2 weeks. So yeah, I think just staying in tune with your body and focusing on your recovery is really important, and something that I had to learn to do as well after like coming through the ranks and stuff like that. Recovery is so important.
I love that part of being able to not think about rugby,
Yeah.
because doesn't matter sort of what level you are, like all first grade games, local competition are going to be recorded and filmed, and you can go back and watch that clip a million times. You can go back and see what you did well and what you didn't do well. But if you can have time after the game and just relax, and then say on the Sunday you can just not think about footy and think about your life, your family and friends, I think it's going to allow you to then come back on the Monday to then refocus, reset, and then get the most out of that week.
Yeah, 100%. It's always good to go into a training week fresh and not have overthought about the whole rugby game, as especially being a 10, I tend to do. And I love to watch the game back a couple of times if I have to from the weekend. But yeah, it's just, yeah, definitely switching off and focusing on the things you want to do that don't involve rugby, or even if it is like involving rugby, just like going down and watching your little brother play footy or anything like that. Yeah, but just like being around family is something I love to do, and my friends, and yeah, just chilling out, switching off, watching TV.
No, that's awesome. I really love that. I think it's a really important point. So if you were going to switch on the TV, Netflix, Stan, any one of those streaming networks, what's your go-to sort of show that you're watching at the moment, or what's a classic that you like to go back to and watch?
I just finished How to Get Away with Murder. That's
Okay.
such a good series.
Is that giving you some ideas or what's going on
No,
there?
no. I mean, no. She's this lawyer, like a defense attorney or whatever, and she's unreal at like getting people off. Such a good series. Won't spill
Okay.
too much, but I've just finished that. And what else did I like to watch All American on Stan, but I don't know if they're renewing another season. But that, and then I don't know. I'm kind of looking for another series to get
Okay.
into now that I've finished my main one there. So if anyone has any
Mm.
TV series, yeah, hit me up. But I also like if I'm just like bored, I'll just put like Gossip Girl on or something, or
Yeah.
like Glee, and just not focus on it because I've already seen it and know what happens. But if you just want a bit of background noise, that's my go-to, I guess.
No, I love that. Yeah, I'd say the ones I would recommend is if you like Game of Thrones, there's the new Game of Thrones coming out, House of Dragons coming out very, very soon. Or if you do love Strange Things is an amazing
Yeah, I need
TV
to
show.
finish season 3. So yeah, maybe I'll do
Oh,
that,
what are
actually.
you doing? You just got
I
to be
know, I
prioritizing
know.
that.
I was got distracted and I watched the Kardashians on like Disney Plus as well. So that was
Yeah,
kind of my priority. But no, I need to finish Stranger Things. But
yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
do hit us up with some suggestions.
yeah.
Yeah, more than happy to share that along. But a classic one for me, this is for people to learn a bit more about me, is I do love The Office. I'm rewatching it probably for the 15th time now. You just can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's always a classic.
Mm. So, who would you say is the best teammate to room with, and who is the worst teammate to room with? And this can be both from the Waratahs and Wallaroos experiences.
Yeah. So I've had a pretty good run of Wallaroos roomies. I've had Illy, Chance, and Bridie. So if I had to choose, it'd be between Illy and Bridie. And I think Illy because I used to just leave my washing like at the end of my bed, and I'd come back from training or whatever, and it'd be folded, washed, folded on my and dried like on my bed. So
That's a great teammate.
yeah, she was unreal. I had Illy. I had Illy twice actually. The last like couple tours we've been on. Yeah, so she'd have to be the best roomie, and so I don't know who'd be a bad roomie to have.
Or is there any
I
bad
mean,
habits?
I had Shannon Parry the last tour, the captain. Like she wasn't bad, but I was just like, am I in trouble? Like, why am I rooming the captain? And I was so like, so got to be back in my room, got to be doing this. Like, I felt like, oh, I have to watch Huddle on my laptop. Um, Not that she was like that. Like, she's not even like that as a person. But I was like,
Yeah.
what, have I gotten in trouble for something? Like, they put me with, like, when you overthink, like, have they put me with the captain for a reason? But
Yeah.
I think they were just like trying to split up like forwards and backs all the time because of COVID and things like that. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't think I could room with Maya Stewart. I used to live with her, and God, she loves to snore. So honestly, I could hear her snoring from the next room. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. All pretty good. Everyone's pretty good.
No, it's always funny to hear who's good and who's not. So
Yeah.
that's a great insight. So, what is your game day routine? Is there certain sort of foods that you like, music? Is there certain rituals that you like to do throughout the day?
I think I used to be like a bit of a psycho with rituals and routines. Like I used to have to lay everything out that I was wearing, have my boots out, have like my polo shorts, socks all laid out, ready to go, and like put my left shoe on, my right shoe, or like do my hair a certain way. But I kind of grew out of that because when you're like on tour and stuff, your routines can be a bit different. And same with the food. Like I always used to eat like scrambled eggs or bacon and avo, but like sometimes being in a hotel, they have like poached eggs instead of scrambled, and I'd be like freaking out. Like I need scrambled eggs. Do I ask the kitchen for scrambled eggs? But no, I'm pretty chill on game day. Like to just not really think about footy until I have to, or until those meetings we have prior to leaving for the field, and then yeah, I'm pretty like not thinking about footy until the warm up. I guess like I love just dancing in the change room, like singing, just having fun with the girls before we run out to warm up. But then, yeah, as soon as we're at warm up, I'm like, just like flip that switch and focus on the game. But no, like I still put my left boot on before my right boot and wear my hair in 2 braids. But other than that, like, don't wear the same undies anymore that I used to. And then, yeah, had a lot of routines, but yeah, pretty cruisy now with the game day rituals and that.
No, it's
Yeah.
good. So, what type of music do you like to listen to be able to get you in that sort of dancey, sing along mood? Is it a certain genre, certain songs or artists?
Like I love country music. Like no,
It's a
like
great answer.
Yeah, I love country music, bit of Morgan Wallen, he's always good. Luke Bryan. I love like a sad song. I don't know, sad songs make me feel like not sad. They like put me because I know all the words and like I'm like, oh, such a good
Mm.
song. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone's like go to I'm never on DJ because I always play like the two same artists, whatever. But Pauline's pretty good on the DJ. Cheech is pretty good at Waratahs on the DJ. I can't even think what songs we used to play that would get us G'd up, but I don't know, whatever's going in the change room, I'm pretty happy to, yeah, chill out, dance, have a bit of fun, have a bit of a sing along with the girls. So,
So it's also the vibe of what everyone else is
yeah,
giving off as well.
yeah,
Like that gets you G'd up and ready to
yeah,
go.
yeah. Love the change room vibe. It's always so fun. Like, it's like that moment where you're like, okay, putting my jersey on, putting my boots on, like you're just looking around at everyone. Everyone's like doing their own little thing, like getting in the zone. And yeah, it's pretty cool, the pre-warm-up change room vibe.
Who's the go-to for braiding your hair before a game?
Piper Duck, she is an elite braider. I won't let anyone else braid my hair, especially Illy. She braided Horse Robinson's hair. One's like it was two braids, but one was like down the middle, one was to the side. So yeah, she won't be touching my hair, but yeah, Piper Duck is the go-to braider. But she probably hate me saying that. Like everyone knows she can braids, but you have to get in quick. You have to message her the night before, and she only does about 4 or 5 people because
It's
she's
the
obviously
elite.
got her own, yeah, she's obviously got her own like game day stuff to focus on. And honestly, I would hate to be a known braider in a female team because like everyone just comes up to you, can you braid my hair? Can you braid my hair? Can you please braid my hair? I'm like, no, piss off. I would not have like, I don't know, I wouldn't find the time to be able to do it. It just stressed me out, like having all these girls come in with their hair just wanting to be braided. But shout out to you, Piper. You're the elite braider in the team.
Yeah, the elite braider.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So that's all the questions I have for today. Where can listeners find you on social media if they want to reach out and connect?
I think my Instagram's name is just Arabella Mckenzie, and my Twitter is like Bella Mackenzie 8 or something random like that. But yeah, just Instagram Arabella Mckenzie. Yeah.
Awesome. So thanks for joining me today. It's been an awesome podcast to learn more about you and what you do. I'm very excited for the World Cup to see how the Wallaroos go, but also more excited for these next 2 games as well, because it's going to be great to see some more women's rugby on the TV. So thanks again for joining me, and I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me. It was lots of fun.
So thanks for tuning into another episode of Elite Rugby SandC podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and rate Elite Rugby SandC on Spotify, YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. Sign up to become a beast today via the link in the description or via Instagram page. Also, sign up to our newsletter and receive free bonus content each and every single week. So don't wait, make that good decision and join Elite Rugby SandC today and take your game to the next level.